Alright, today we're having a second look at Rain by taiyakineco. Alright, so here we are in Rain by taiyakineco, and it is a second look. I played this a long time ago for, well, 5-6 years ago for the old show, and this remains maybe one of my favorite atmospheric levels in LBP. It's not really something that you play. There's not a lot of gameplay in it, just it's a lot of experience going through this city in the middle of the rain. And I found it at the time, and I find it even still now, to be very affecting emotionally. You know, LBP doesn't always handle that very well, but I think this one does. And it may have been the time that I played it and the kind of experience of the creator. This level was the last level that the creator made before the J-side servers were shut down. They were shut down in summer of 2016, and the creator was a fairly prolific J-side creator, and this was kind of their way of saying goodbye to the LBP community. And like that, really, I found that very touching. And so I think, along with some other things that were going on in my life at the time, playing this level for the first time when I was doing the review of it, and it really kind of hit me in the face with a wet fish of feels. Sometimes those are good, and sometimes those are less than good, but this was a really good one. And I wanted, because it's no longer up, that video is no longer up, but I wanted a chance to come back to it and show it to folks one last time. So, one last time? I don't know. We could always do this on stream. But yes, this is it's just a very nice go through the city in the middle of a rainstorm and kind of feel how you feel about it. And personally, I feel a lot of ways about it. Also fell down those stairs, so, you know, a little bit of humor sometimes, as the layers are not always well handled in LBP. And this brings us, I think, to pretty close to the end. Where eventually, yes, we go through the door, and this takes you back to your room. And that's basically it. That's Rain by taiyakineco, and it is, I think, quite possibly my favorite level in all of LBP. I'm glad that you had a chance to watch it with me. But we're going to talk a little bit more back at the hub, and we will see you there. See yas! And we're back! And Rain by taiyakineco. And, you know, it's kind of funny because we weren't even really supposed to look at this level today. This had not been my plan. I was going to actually go and show you the first level that I had ever looked at for review, which is a level called Craftopia by Craftling that I did for my show, Roughly 50 Minutes Fresh, way back in 2016, so about 6 years ago. And I went to my playlist. I've got playlists that you can check out all the levels that I reviewed a long time ago, and it wasn't up anymore. The level was gone. The transitory nature, the precarious nature of creation and Little Big Planet. The level had been taken down by Craftling, probably to make space to make more levels. Whether or not they actually did that or not, I'm not sure. But and I was kind of at a loss because I wanted to find some level that was kind of had a significance to me to show for episode 200. And I remembered Rain. And I looked at Rain back in 2017. It was in my 8th episode of Roughly 50 Minutes Fresh, and it's one of the few levels that really stands out in all of these years and all of these levels that I've looked at doing reviews and playing on my own. One of these few levels that really stands out as itself, because when I played it, and it was in a very difficult point in my life. There was a lot of things that were falling apart, a lot of things that I had seen as being very stable and very solid, even my sense of self, and it was all kind of falling apart. And I felt very alone. And I was playing this level the first time, doing the recording, as I was playing it, because I wanted to get my first impressions of the level, as I usually do, and I got to the end of the recording and the end of the level, and I was choking back tears. I was so emotionally affected by this level. It just seemed to have nailed that feeling of being alone and on the cusp of things and saying goodbye to things that were previously really important to you and things that had deep significance and deep meaning to you, and that feeling stayed with me throughout the level and through the years after I played the level for the first time, and I've played it many times since then. I've never had quite that emotional response that I had that very first time, but still the echoes of it are there. So while any review and any look at of any type of media is going to be quite individual at certain levels, this one is very particular to me. It is definitely, to me, a green circle. I think it's an amazing level. On that level, it's very, very well done. And I do think, though, that the level itself is deserving to a green circle. I think that anybody would get something out of this level. It's very well designed. It's very well shaped. The details in the city, the hints at a greater city that we can't see just because of the limitations of the engine. That piano piece that's playing in the background. The fact that you could sit down on the bench, I didn't show you that in the video, but you can see it in the picture here, or maybe I'll just throw it up in a pip. You can sit down on the bench and look at the moon while the rain falls around you, and I think it's all just, it's very, very nice, and it's difficult for LBP to capture certain types of emotions just because of the way that it's designed and the fact that you've got Sack Thing as a character. And so to get that kind of feeling of melancholy, that feeling of bittersweet, it's really, really tough. And I think that Rain absolutely nails that. I don't know if this level will feel this way to you. I kind of hope it does, or at least that it has some kind of emotional connection to you. It clicks with you in some way emotionally, but I think that even if it doesn't, that you can get something out of it. You get some sense of appreciation towards it, or some sense of appreciation from it. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And you know, it's episode 200 here, and it's been a very, very strange set of 6 years. Those of you who are new to the channel, you may notice that if you go into my playlist, and there's far fewer than 200 episodes in the Little Bite-Sized Planet playlist, and there are no episodes from roughly 50 Minutes Fresh, and you may wonder why that is. And at the beginning of this journey, back in 2016, that was still in the before for me. That was the late before, but it was still in the before, and I was operating under some very different sets of assumptions about myself and the world than I am today. And in the now, after finding things out about myself and understanding myself a little bit better, it felt strange to have those earlier episodes still up, because I identified with them so very much. But I go back to those episodes sometimes. I still hold on to them, and I think to myself, well, will I publish these again? Will I put these up again? And I'm not ready to do that. So this may be the one chance for us to take a look at Rain together, but who knows, maybe someday in the future, maybe I'll be comfortable enough with myself to take those old episodes and to put them up live again and let people see where I was in the before, and compare together with me who I am in the now. But that day is not yet today. For today, I want to thank all of you all so much. I wouldn't have been able to continue doing all of these lovely things on the internet, this stab at creation that I myself do here, without the support of wonderful, wonderful people, and that's you're part of those people, and I thank you deeply and from the bottom of my heart. So that does it for us here at This Go About. From me, Bisco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.